Wednesday morning, still on your Let's Talk station, and so many things at the back of my mind. A team that people have been looking at, oh man, they're in the top flight, they're in the NPFL. Well, it will just be for one season. By the following season, they'll drop back to wherever it is they're coming from, which is the NNL. They're not good enough. Private clubs are surviving in the Nigeria Premier Football League is just very difficult. Oh well, the stories of Ikorodu City. We're going to tell you this beautiful morning, and there is this very tall giant that I always admire in tennis. Oh, his call time on his career, not because he really feels like doing that, but then injuries wouldn't let him shine. While matching Del Potro on the show this morning, and by the time we get to look at the dailies, maybe some of the sports headlines, we'll just look at them briefly and tell you also what to expect today, especially in the Premier League, where match day, is it 14 now? Yes, match day 14 started off yesterday, and it will go into today. Kachi is my name, and I welcome you to Sports Drive this beautiful morning. I hope you've been enjoying, all of our broadcast. Yes, indeed. I even have some updates for us from Formula One. All right, let's start off with some tennis updates. And what I'm talking about, the former U.S. Open champion, Juan Martín del Potro. He paid an emotional goodbye to tennis, after a farewell exhibition match against, his friend and... his friend and colleague, that's Novak Djokovic. All that happened in Argentina. The 36-year-old won his sole major title. That was in 2009, but his career was blighted by injuries. Injuries are not minor, very major injuries. He fractured his knee in 2019. That injury... he says left him with daily pain, and then he played in his final tournament back in 2002. But then it was just yesterday he played an exhibition match to properly and officially call time on his career. And it was called the last challenge in Buenos Aires, for people who need to know. And it was against a longtime rival and, like I said, good friend Novak Djokovic, and about 15,000 tennis fans, 15,000 lovers of the Argentine Juan Martín del Potro were out there to cheer. They kept cheering with every shot, with every drop shot, with every net ball, with every ace, for everything that happened. They just kept cheering, and he ended up winning Novak Djokovic 6-4, 7-5. In that particular match, it was all the tears for me, but for Juan Martín and for his friend Novak Djokovic, a lot of tears. They shared a lot of tears and hugs, in that particular game. Very iconic moment. And then if you know Juan Martín, you remember that he always ties this bandana. He took off that bandana and hung it on the net to signal the end of a very, very beautiful career that was blighted by a lot of injuries. I remember when Martin sharing things about his daily life, how it's very tough. He cannot sleep well. He doesn't even get, he drives through pain, and then he'll have to wake up every day and just face tennis fans with a brave face. But then deep inside is going through a lot of pain. So he just had to call time on his career. I don't know what it is that is next for him. I know that Sir Andy Murray, after tennis, he went straight into, things that have to do with golf. He found love in golf. He's not gone pro, but he's just doing it. He's having it. I also remember us having our very own Peter Odemwingie on this show, how he moved from football to golf. So football and age are not friends, but and football and tennis as well. And age and tennis are not friends. Age and football are not friends. But when you call time on your football career or your tennis career because age is really catching up with you, or injuries, you can venture into other sports that does not really hamper a lot. That age does not really hamper sports like maybe, I don't know, F1, and then golf, and then just so many other things that you can, even squash, doesn't have anything to do with your age. So I wish I were Martín del Potro the very best. Okay, if we move away from that story, Lewis Hamilton, let's go to Formula One. Lewis Hamilton, he says his final race with Mercedes in Abu Dhabi this weekend is unlikely to be the positive send-off he and the team would have wanted. disappointed. He said he doesn't really think it will end on a high. It will end. What is important is that they turn up and give it their best shot, but he doesn't really think it will end in a high. Yes, Hamilton's had a very difficult final season with Mercedes, and it's only become more so as he wounds it up at this point. He arrives in Abu Dhabi after last weekend's race in Qatar, during which he said at one point that he was definitely not fast anymore, and he finished 12th after receiving 2 separate penalties. So his last race is going to be in Abu Dhabi. That's last race for Mercedes. Before he moves on to other things. Hamilton is a lot. We remember him. He joined Mercedes in 2013, won 8 consecutive Constructors' Championship, 7 drivers' titles, 6 of them, and then there's also 120 Grand Prix participations in that time. So he's had a very good outing with Mercedes, but I don't know, the ending is not looking, and they're not making, there's no fanfare around it, but it's all good. Just know that after this season, Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes, it's a done deal. And he's moving on to other things, all right? Yes, indeed. By the time we leave tennis and even F1 this morning, I have some updates for us in football. Yes, I mentioned a little bit from relegation favorites to title contenders. Ikorodu City, their NPFL revival, according to their chairman, Asanmi Doherty, he says that it's driven by confidence, continuity, and strategy. It's led them from relegation contenders now to title hopefuls. If you check the NPFL table, you will see Ikorodu City. They're not tops. Don't worry, they're not top of the table. But then, from a team that was somewhere bottom, to compared to where they are now, if you even mention to anybody that this team would at some point be top 5 in the MPFL, nobody would have believed you, especially the way they started. They went 5 games and nothing was happening. I remember my colleague and friend, Toby Adepoju, who is also a director at the club, he would tell the fans after a loss, he said, we move ahead. One fan had to comment on his ex and say, Toby, ahead to where? Ahead back to relegation or what? What do you mean ahead? Well, Ikorodu City currently are placed 3rd on the log on the MPFL table, 5 points behind table toppers Rivers United. I am happy for them, but I don't know how long they can, drive this. I wish them the very best. The babies of the league, but how? They call them the Oga Boys. The Oga Boys, that's it. So it's a very stunning turnaround. The Lagos-based team, they've emerged as one of the early title contenders, climbing to 3rd place, just 5 points, like I said, behind Rivers United. We continue to monitor the growth and the progress of Ikorodu City in the Nigeria Premier Football League this season. I don't know if they're going to do us a Leicester. You remember the story of Leicester City? I don't know if they're going to pull off a Leicester City on us, but we all find out together. Okay, so from there we move into the foreign scene of we sport now. Football, yes, football, just briefly, football. Yesterday in the Premier League, they kicked off round of 14 matches, and Ipswich Town lost at home to Crystal Palace. He ended 1-0 in favor of Crystal Palace. But then the big story is about Leicester City and West Ham. Leicester City with their new gaffer, Rod Van Nistelrooy, the Manchester United legend. He started off on a very beautiful note, a 3-1 home win against West Ham United. So the manager now, who is under maybe the most pressure in the Premier League, has to be Julian Lopetegui. That's the coach of West Ham. This loss away to Leicester is not done well, but then for Leicester and then for their gaffer, they've started off well, and they're hoping to just gradually continue to build that momentum. It looked like Barcelona was going to have a sky yesterday, a home game, an away game against Mallorca. In the first half, 1-1, but then in the second half, Barcelona ran riot, turned things around, scored 4 goals in that second half to ensure an emphatic comeback. So that's what Manchester City fans are expecting from Manchester City. The kind of performance that Barcelona put up yesterday. You cannot say you're champions, you're this and you're that, and then you just sleep and then you continue on that downward slide. It doesn't look good. Yeah, downward slide is not what you know champions from. For four, you sleep, you fall. It's allowed. It's part of football. But how you respond to it, that's what really matters. Madrid, they've responded quite well, and now Barcelona as well. But Manchester City, we don't know what's going on yet. So today, what to expect in the Premier League as they continue the round of 14 matches? They're expecting Everton versus Wolves from 8:30 same time. Man City taking on Nottingham Forest, and there'll also be Newcastle United versus Liverpool, and then Southampton versus Chelsea. I told us last night, for those of you who joined us on a frenzy, how Chelsea fans are not happy. They're not happy. They say they're feeling very, very bad. They don't like the idea of referee Taylor, to be the one to officiate their game. They don't like him. He is very, very controversial. He loves to be the center of news and attraction after every other match that he officiates. I'm like, okay, Chelsea fans, can you all be coming down? Only for me to throw the phone lines open and notice that it's not just about Chelsea fans now. A lot of football fans don't like referee Taylor. But Aston Villa against Brentford. That's by 9:15 today, and then the big one is Arsenal taking on Manchester United. So I'll just throw the phone lines open. If you're a tennis fan, if you followed the career of Juan Martín del Potro, you know that this retirement is what he really needs. He just needs to go chill and relax, and hopefully he'll get way better. Maybe he can still do tennis off the court. Who said he cannot be a coach? Who says he cannot have an academy? Who said there are other things he can do with his life if he really still wants to be around tennis? So I want to hear from you on that. And of course, Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes. I don't know what you have to say, but he said it's not the kind of end he would have wanted, but it is what it is. And then for football, we have Chelsea and Southampton. No, that's not the game. It's Arsenal, Man United. Yes, you can drop a prediction on Arsenal versus Manchester United. So the lines are open. You can call on 0700 951 0000 0700 951 0000, and you can also call 0809 597 4869. Just anyone. If you are a fan of Ikorodu City, the Oga boys, the Lagos boys, but you are here in Abuja, you might want to also put in a word for them. Any talk you want to have, just get on board. And don't forget, we are live. We're actually live on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. Yes, we're live on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja, on YouTube as well at Nigeria Info Abuja. So you can also go there and drop your reactions. Yes, hello, good morning to you. Welcome to the drive.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, it's assistant coach to Chelsea Football Club, Timothy Dauda.
Okay, Timothy, let's hear from you. Good one, quick one.
Seriously, Anthony Taylor, I wish they would even ban him from officiating. No, seriously, because why he will always even if
ban him from officiating.
Totally, let him just.
He's a senior referee. Oh, he's a top, as in top of the top.
No, we have a former president in Nigeria now, so let him go and rest also. Because if he will do something that will make some fans not to enjoy match, no, you better not to favor anybody. Just do the officiating right. Nothing wrong there. Then you will cause confusion. No, it's wrong. And I wish my club good luck, because I'm expecting 4 to 5 goals against them. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Expecting 4 to 5 goals today. That's for a Chelsea fan. Arsenal, Manchester United. That game is going to be intense. The Gunners versus the Red Devils. That's one intense encounter. That in fact, that's the big clash of round 14 in the Premier League. That's the big clash, as far as I'm concerned. There's a big clash. The other matches today, I just rolled them out for us. But that Arsenal versus Manchester United game, that is the big one. Okay, I would also want to hear from you on that. We have this message. Okay, Kachi, good morning. Please, how is Eduardo Bove's health from Arsenal Finest, Caribbean? Okay, you're in Port Harcourt, River State. Thank you very much, my brother. So Eduardo Bove's health is looking good. He's fine. He's out of danger. In fact, he has spoken with. Okay, so we had that on Football Frenzy last night. He's spoken with his teammates. He's out of danger. He's very okay. He's recuperating well, and then he has told them to continue playing football. That he will be cheering from behind until of course, he makes full recovery. Their next game is against Empoli, and he said he's going to watch that game. So, of course, you should know once this kind of things that come up in football, the team they want to play for their player. So we'll see how it goes. But thank you for asking. He's very fine. He's okay. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, a very good morning to you. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Jacob.
Okay, my brother. Where are you calling us from?
Over known as O2. I'm calling from Okokoro.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, the Arsenal versus the Man U game is a very dicey one. Arsenal have not lost for Man U for. Man U have beaten Arsenal just once in 4 or 5 years now. And Man U will want to really sit up for that game. But at the same time, the Arsenal teams are really back. I saw the match being a very tough one, but I still give Arsenal the edge.
Okay.
As a Gunners fan, you will never give up. So I give Arsenal the edge. Arsenal will beat Man U.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Last season, Arsenal did a home and away against over Manchester United at the Emirates, ended 3-1 at Old Trafford, 1-0, all in favor of the Gunners. If you see Vanguard newspaper for today, you might just want to flip the back page. Osimhen turns down Manchester United January move. That's a story. Victor Osimhen's, in fact, since he moved to Galatasaray, I've not rested. Every other day, new Tatafo, that's new gossip. And the window is around. It's January, so the gossips have even worsened. Every other day, fresh gossips from the ports, just servers. Okay, and of course there is a Grehi warned for writing "I love Jesus" on a rainbow armband. It's a lot of trouble, going on in the Premier League, but we'll see how that goes. That's a mark. He's escaped a FA sanction. That's the Crystal Palace skipper, because they said religious inscriptions are not allowed on. For any player, jersey on armband or anywhere, religious inscriptions are not allowed. People are asking, so religious inscriptions are not allowed. Then freedom, at what cost? How about other people's beliefs and religion? It's a lot going on in the Premier League with all the rainbow flags and what have you. But it's so good. For more information on what's going on in the world of sports, join us in the night, 7 p.m. on Football Frenzy. But then for the drive, this is where we draw the curtains. Thank you for joining. Kachi is my name, the queen of sports. Good morning, good morning. Boom, jagalagalaka.
Any platform can help you